my name is Daniela, and I'm really excited to be here with CHYP doing a workshop with you guys. I have been part of CHYP for many years. I once was on the receiving end of CHYP more, and now I'm more on the giving end of CHYP because I have been dealing with my own chronic pain and illness since I was 14. I'm 21 now, and I'm doing really well right now. I've been working really hard at it, and I've made a lot of progress in the past few months. So I'm really excited to be doing this workshop with you guys. So let's get into what we're actually going to be doing. So we're going to be doing some poetry. Now, some of you may not love that sound of that. Maybe some of you do. But I love poetry. It's my favorite way of expressing myself. I love to write and express in that way. I'm way better at expressing myself written than I am verbally, if that makes any sense. I just love it. It helps me deal with my pain. It helps me deal with the life events that are going on, and it helps me process everything that's happening in my life. So I think that's really, really an awesome gift. So I'm about to share my screen. Here we go. So today in poetry, we're going to be looking at something more specific than just poetry as a whole, because I think that's kind of tricky to handle in one workshop. So today we're going to be looking at what's called line breaks. Some of you may know what that is. It sounds very self-explanatory, and it's exactly what it sounds like, but there's a little more to it. So line breaks are basically every spot between each line of a poem. So like years, everyone, so, and those are all the line breaks that chop off in the middle. And I'm going to read this poem, and I want you guys to pay attention to the line breaks, and then I'm going to explain how I use line breaks in this poem. And then I'll read it one more time. So here we go. It's called Empty Toothpaste. My toothpaste lasted for 5 years. Maybe this is how it is for everyone. Maybe I'm not so messed up, incapacitated, and ruined. Maybe the rot from within is finally showing outwardly. Matted hair, dried sweat, disgust, and a half-full tube of toothpaste. I bought a new one, the old never finished, probably long expired, and a reminder of the days without use. Now, every time I brush my teeth, I am filled with pride and pleasure. I've done it. I've used up all my toothpaste. So that's this poem. So let's take a look at some of the line breaks in this. So my toothpaste lasted for 5 years. That's like introducing, obviously I'm going to line break it right there. Maybe this is how it is for everyone. Line break. Maybe I'm not so, and it kind of leaves that like hanging, like maybe I'm not so what, and then it kind of is more harsh when you get into the next line. So it's like, maybe I'm not so harsh, messed up, incapacitated, and that's like, oh no, what else is going to come this way? And I say ruined. It's kind of like messed up and incapacitated, but ruined is more like full, all encompassing. So I hope I'm making some sense while I'm saying this. So maybe I'm not so messed up, incapacitated, and ruined. Maybe the rot from within is finally showing outwardly. So it's like it's kind of like a hang, right? You're hanging off the edge. So maybe maybe the rot from within is finally showing outwardly. So it's like, you know what I mean? I hope I'm making sense. Anyway, so matted hair, dried sweat, disgust, and a half full tube of toothpaste. It's kind of took it in a different direction, so it left you hanging, and then it kind of said, oh, we're going in a different direction now. So I bought a new one. The old, never finished, probably long expired, and it's kind of like, it also helps set a rhythm, a tone, like a rhythm in the poetry, like musically rhythm. So it's kind of like, I bought a new one. The old never finished, probably long expired. It's very like similar pacing, similar time. And a reminder of the days without you. So that one's a bit longer, right? And so that kind of emphasizes this line because it is a bit longer. Now, every time I brush my teeth, I'm filled with pride and pleasure. So it kind of takes it in a different direction than the rest of the poem has been so far. I've done it. Cold. I've used up all my toothpaste, and it's just that simple ending line that ends off this poem. And for those who have probably gathered this by now, this poem's about me not being able to brush my own teeth when I was really ill for many years, and now being able to brush my teeth more frequently, and the fact that I've used up my toothpaste tube. So yeah. So that's this first poem about toothpaste. So I'm gonna read one more poem, kind of go through it the same way. And then we'll get started with today's activity where you'll be writing your own poem. So this next poem is called Flow. It's kind of split between 2 pages. Let me adjust that for everybody. Okay. So this one is called Flow. Pay attention to the line breaks and then we will go through it together. So here it goes. In the flow of life, the river of feeling and the waves of triumph, never forget the tsunami that tore down your cities, rebelled against your deepest wishes, and clambered through the paths you worked so hard to carve. You had a plan, a vision, and now build your boat, set your course, and allow the ebbs and flows of life to send you down the river of feeling. Feel it all. Lean into the pain as you do the joy. Have gratitude for suffering, for it evolves your soul. Call in the light, for it is you. Read the ocean, and when the time comes, ride that wave of triumph, that wave of inner success, confidence, peace, and love. Have faith in the flow. It will lead you where you're destined to go. So that's this one. By the way, I wrote these. Did I say that? I don't know. That's we're moving on. So in the flow poem, here's some of the line breaks that I use. So in the flow of life, so I'm using a list, and each line of the list is a separate line. In the flow of life, the river of feeling, the waves of triumph, and then now, never forget the tsunami. It's like, okay, never forget the big thing, right? And then it's like, that tore down your cities. So it's kind of like, whoa, right? Like, so I don't know. I'm trying my best to explain these, but I'm just kind of, it's more of a feeling that it gives you when you have that separation, when you have that breath. It's kind of like a breath in between each line. So never forget the tsunami that tore down your cities, rebelled against your deepest wishes, and clambered through the paths you worked so hard to carve. And then you had a plan, a vision, and now I use a whole stanza break. Each section of a poem is called a stanza, if you didn't know. So I use the whole stanza break here to really have it hang for even longer. Because I could have put this right here and gone like this, but it would have sounded like this. You had a plan, a vision, and now build your boat, set your course. I didn't want it like that. I wanted, you had a plan, a vision, and now build your boat, set your course, and allow the ebbs and flows of life to send you down the river of feeling. Feel it all. Lean into the pain as you do the joy. Have gratitude for suffering, for it evolves your soul. So you hear the rhythm that I'm kind of setting. Call in the light, for it is you. Read the ocean, and when the time comes, ride that wave. Sometimes I do this repetition where I say, ride that wave of triumph, that wave of inner success. So I'm kind of repeating that each line is like a different version of it. Confidence, peace, and love. Have faith in the flow. It will lead you where you're destined to go. So that's this one. Okay, so now we're going to go into you writing your own poem. So first, we'll need to think of a topic. I want you guys to write something that you care about. It could be how much you care about nature, how much you care about your family, your dog, your cat, your fish, and your pet. And it could be about, sunshine. It could be about you're grateful for your medical team. It could be about you're grateful for the health you do have and not the health that you don't have. Or you could write about the struggle and the pain that you're experiencing. You could write about the struggle that your life has been maybe in the past, or experiences that have been hard. Maybe that's a better way to put it. You can write about anything. Try to keep it appropriate, but write about anything you want. So some more topics, ideas are writing about flowers, writing about water. Nature's a huge topic of poetry. Like, people love to write poems about nature. But you can write about anything you want. So take this time to press pause and come back when you are ready to write. Okay, so now you have your topic. I'm going to write a poem alongside you. So I'm going to write a poem for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I want you guys to also be writing a poem at the same time. Now, if you finish more quickly than me, you can watch me write, or you can scroll ahead in the video to where I am doing the next phase of the content. Enjoy yourself, take as much time as you want or as much time as you need, and have a blast. Enjoy watching me write too. I'll be writing alongside you. All right, so I just finished writing. This one is not titled yet because I just wrote it, and I usually don't write my titles until much later, which I don't recommend doing. But it goes like this. Sitting beside me is my friend, the Pacific. My dear ones, I've worked so hard to get here. My audience, I dedicate this day to myself as I have done for years. The ins and outs of my mind all harmonize in contentment with what has become mine. A young woman in her own apartment, surrounded by signs that she has changed, surrounded by sounds of the life she's rearranged, her puppy's whine, the ocean's sigh, and the heartbeat that has finally calmed. What a day this is, a day of pure freedom. I can go where I want to go and see who I want to see and be who I've wanted to be. Home, I know you won't forget me, though I am long departed. For now, I sing songs of my story restarted. I know now I was never too late, always perfectly in time. My reasons to rhyme, not from the way that I shine, not the grime from my pain, but the ways I became a young woman sat by the ocean, never the same. So there's that. That's what I wrote in this time. And I would also, actually, let me stop sharing my screen. So that is what I wrote. Thank you so much for being with me and writing today with me. I feel so much gratitude to be able to help out with CHYP and teach you guys maybe something you didn't know, or even just hold space for time that is used creatively, because I do strongly believe that creative healing is real, and that I don't just believe it, I've experienced it. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful to have spent this time and for you guys to have spent this time with me. So, I would love for you guys to also share your writing with me. To do that, you can send it to this email above. It's forthehealingbydaniela@gmail.com. I'd love to read what you wrote if you feel called and give you a response and maybe get to know you a bit. So that's all I really got. I'm really, really grateful, like I said, and I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day. Sending you so much love and healing.